All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or forbear. All right, and this is going to be just a quick lesson for edification about how to properly communicate, and pretty much also rebuke for those who are viewers, all right, not to come on comment boards, all right, thinking that you're going to teach anything, all right. And this is not a video of being prideful or being arrogant, all right. But pretty much, if you had the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you wouldn't be, all right. You would be out there doing the work for yourself. You'd be out there doing the work. It's like not for yourself, but for Yahweh Shai. All right, you'd be out there on the highways and byways preaching the word. So when you come on the comment boards and you think that you're going to correct the men that are out there doing the work, that have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you're going off. And a lot of times, all right, well, pretty much every single time that happens, you are incorrect, and then you get cut with the word, and you feel bad, you get in your feelings, you get upset. All right, now that's not necessarily the case with this situation, all right, but I want to make a video on it because this guy contacted me, and he commented on one of my videos, and he had a lot of questions, and he was pretty much just a ball of confusion, all right. He started going into Muhammad and all this stuff, all right, as you can see down here in this comment. So he said, first, I have to say that I'm intrigued with the story of Abraham with his son Isaac and his son Ishmael. He says, Christianity only teaches us of the 12 tribes of Isaac. It's not the 12 tribes of Isaac, it's the 12 tribes of Israel. But they forget the 12 tribes of Ishmael as God promised Isaac. See, just it's a whole ball of confusion right there. All right, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, that's who the promise is. That's who the promise was given to. It says God also promised Ishmael and his mother in the desert, and we're only being told half the truth. He says Jesus is from the line of Judah, dating all the way back to Abraham and King David. It said Muhammad is also traced back to Abraham through the bloodline of Ishmael. My mind is intrigued to know more and why we are being lied to. So, first of all right, Ishmael is a character in the Bible, all right, but he has no bearing on really end-time prophecy, all right. End-time prophecy, this whole world, all right, is pretty much centered around Jacob and Esau, all right. Jacob being the progenitor, the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, all right, and Esau being the progenitor of the so-called white man today, all right. That's who end-time prophecy pretty much centers around. All right, now I'm gonna keep reading. He says, let's see. Muhammad is also traced back to Abraham to the bloodline of Ishmael. My mind is intrigued to know more and why we are being lied to and not being told the full story of Muhammad. All right, because Muhammad doesn't matter. All right, that's you're trying to mix. You're coming to our channel. Obviously, this guy doesn't. I don't know if he thinks that we're Muslims or something, but we have nothing to do with Muhammad. The Bible has nothing to do with Muhammad. Muhammad is a false prophet. All right, Allah is an idol. All right, this has nothing to do with the Bible. It says, and the only reason Jesus is from the bloodline of Judah is because of Joseph. His earthly father is from that bloodline, Judah. All right, so just a big ball of confusion. I said, email me, because I'm like, he's not really asking anything specific. So I was going to say, do you have any specific questions or topics that you want me to go into? But anyways, he said, okay, I'll reach out tomorrow through email. I just wanted to let you know that the name Jesus did not exist until 230 years after the crucifixion through Christianity. Okay, so that's, once again, that name, J didn't even come into existence until, I believe, 1524. It says his name is Yahosha, which equals Yahweh. Like how the Israelites took the name Yahweh from Egypt, and then they tried to change the name Yahweh to Jehovah. And he was, so this guy has no clue what he's talking about. This dude is just complete. This is what happens, though, All right, when you are subscribing to Christianity, it's all kind of shoot, man. I was at camp last week, and there was some kind of March for Jesus parade or something that came by out of the blue, and I heard about 5 or 6 different names. I heard Yah, Yahusha, Yeshua, all this, Jesus, Yeshua, all these different names. These people are just full of confusion, man. All right. So anyways, he said, talk soon. Yehoshua Yahweh did not come to teach religion. So I corrected him. I said, his name is Yahushai. And look, be more ready to hear than to speak. If you have the answers, then you be out teaching. All right. Because once again, this dude is a ball of confusion. And he comes and comments on my video, all right, saying that he wants answers to certain questions, which he never really specified what the questions were. But pretty much it's like I said, if you had the answers, then you would be out there preaching, man. So it's just kind of irritating to have people comment on the videos like they're going to correct you when they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. All right. This dude said, Yahweh equals God. No, it doesn't. All right. The Heavenly Father, his name is Yahweh, and his son is Yahushai. They're 2 different beings. All right. They're not the same. I know that a lot of that Christianity teaches that the Heavenly Father and the Son are one and the same, which I could do a video. That's very easy to break down. I could do a video on that, proving that they're not the same. All right, but that comes from that Trinity nonsense. He says, Joshua means Yahweh. Both are the same. Sometimes we need to speak for others to listen. No. That right there is what pissed me off. All right. No. We're going to do the talking and you're going to do the listening. We're not out there preaching. We're not making videos for you to come on our comment boards and teach us. You don't have the answers. Now, if you're out there doing the work and you're co-signed, you've been out there doing the work for a while, all right, and brothers see that you're solid, all right, then you're in a position to make corrections. But yeah, like I said, that's what pissed me off, and I see this a lot on comment boards. And Elder Manata Zakba from GMS, South Carolina, he said, if you have nothing to say, then you have nothing to say. All right, meaning that if you don't have anything to say that to where you're out there prophesying, then you're not you have nothing to say when it comes to being on the comment boards. All right, because like I said, we see this all the time, man. People coming and trying to correct when they don't even know nothing themselves. This dude is full of confusion. So anyways, I didn't snap off on him, but I said it's not the same. You don't know the prophecies. That's why I said sit back and learn. And honestly, this dude could just be a scoffer. It could be a bug out. That's what he's definitely bugged out, but I'm not going to be too harsh, because pretty much everyone who's in the truth now at one point was following behind the doctrines of Christianity or Catholicism, or some kind of other one of these religions of the world. But sorry for the long introduction. I'm just going to bring out some precepts, pretty much telling you Jakes, man, you people who want to learn, all right, you want to learn about the Bible, you want to learn 100% truth according to the Bible, all right, you need to just sit back and listen and be very slow, and make sure that if you're going to ask questions, be very specific, all right. And another thing too, most of the questions that you have, there's videos that have been done on that topic, all right. There's hundreds of videos going up daily, probably thousands of videos going up daily, because there's brothers that are making videos every day from all over the world, some making 2 or 3 videos a day. I try to, if possible, I do at least 1 a day, but I try to do sometimes 2 or 3 if possible. So there's always different, there's always different videos going up, of different topics. And most likely if you search, you'll be able to find, all right, you'll be able to find that topic being covered by one of the brothers of Great Millstone, all right, or their affiliate camps, like such as myself. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to bring out some scriptures. All right, start right here with Titus chapter 1 and verse 13. All right, it says, this witness is true. Wherefore, rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. All right, so I'm not trying to put this guy on blast. All right, but anybody that we see going off, all right, you're going to get rebuked sharply, and sometimes it's going to be harsh. All right, some brothers are more fierce or more harsh than I am, but it's going to be harsh because that's the only way that you will be sound in the faith. All right, so don't get offended. All right, rebuke is for your own good. All right, it's for you to be better and, to improve your doctrine, to correct your false doctrine, because in this, in this world, the truth is hidden, and that's the working of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. He's only given it to a select amount of men. All right, the whole world pretty much is in the darkness when it comes to these scriptures. All right, very few men are able to break down these prophecies. All right, so for the men that are, all right, they're out there doing the work on the highways and byways, all right, breaking down the prophecies, and the rest of you are supposed to just sit back and listen and learn. It's the 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 62. It says, "These things have I not showed unto all men, but a few, but unto thee, and a few like thee." All right. So then answered I and said, all right, so the prophecies, the understanding is not given to every single person on the face of the earth. All right, Christianity, because they don't understand the prophecies themselves, all right, they make it seem as though there's no mysteries, that everybody can understand the Bible. And the Lord didn't say that. He would always say, "He who has ears, let him hear. And he who has eyes to see, let him see." All right, something to that effect. Isaiah chapter 8. Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 14. "And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem." All right, so even 2/3 of our own people cannot understand these prophecies. All right, because these prophecies are a place of safety, a sanctuary for the elect. All right, Lord's will we be that number. But for the 2/3, they're a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense. All right. "And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples." All right. So the understanding is sealed up for the men that the Lord has ordained it to be sealed up for. All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 7 says, "But we speak the wisdom of Yahweh in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which Yahweh ordained before the world unto our glory." All right, so it's not for everybody. All right, this truth is really only for the elect. Okay, it's not for everybody. The whole world is not going to get it. All right, as it says in John chapter 14, "The spirit of truth who the world cannot receive." All right, so, and the secrets are only going to be given to a select group of men. All right, who are the prophets. If you're not out there, the Lord is not gonna give you the mysteries of the kingdom, all right, for no reason. All right, and if you think that you have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you ought to be out there doing the work, prophesying. All right, and that really goes to show you who the true men of the Lord are and what the true name of the Lord is, because you have all these different names that are being pushed out there. All right, but you only have really one group of men, I would say, that is consistently out there on the highways and byways doing the work and prophesying. All right. And them and their affiliates are all coming in one name, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right. Who you ignorantly call God and Jesus. You don't see any prophets of Yah. You don't see any prophets of Yeshua. You don't see any prophets of Jesus. All right. None of these people have the understanding of the prophecies. None of them can break them down, because once again, it's only given to a select few men. All right, and that includes the true name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. Everybody doesn't have it. So this guy trying to tell me that, oh, it's all the same, he has no clue what he's talking about. Dude's a ball of confusion. All right, but it's not wrong, or it's not a sin to be wrong about something, but it's a sin to not take correction. This is Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 4. It says, "Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell?" All right, because everybody does not know the true name of the Lord. All right, another person came on my comment boards talking about so God is not going to save, she said God is not going to save quote unquote white people, blah blah this and that. And I said, well, it's not really about white or black. It's not a color thing. It's about being of the nation of Israel, and not only that, but being of the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, and most quote unquote white people are Edomites. All right, they're not from Jacob, so no, there's no promise of salvation for them. All right, but anyways, she said she kind of went into, well, what if what if they love God and this and that, and they serve him? And I was telling her, I commented back, I responded, and I said, well, you guys don't serve the God of the Bible. All right, you guys serve an idol that you created. All right, that was created by Constantine. You guys serve Serapis Christus. All right, and Caesar Borgia. You don't serve the God of the Bible, and it's evident through your works. All right, it's evident through your works. Your works are evidence of your faith. All right, as it says, faith without works is dead. All right, Christians, Catholics, you're constantly trying to find ways around obeying the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You're constantly trying to find ways to excuse celebrating pagan customs and holidays. All right, your works speak against you. You don't serve the God of the Bible. All right, you serve and another evidence of that is you get your panties all in a bunch when the prophecies start coming out, because that's the real meat. All right, that's the real meat. The instructions on righteousness that are found in the New Testament. All right, don't get me wrong, they're beautiful and everything. All right, but the strong meat of the Bible, all right, the heavy stuff, the good stuff, is in the prophecies, which you can't break down, you don't understand, and when it comes out, you get all butthurt about it. All right, because it doesn't fit with your world view. It doesn't fit favorably with Western society, really any society on this earth right about now. All right, because the kingdom of heaven is going to come in and break in pieces all the kingdoms of the earth. All right, and of course, if you're living your life in ease, which most Edomites are, because this is your world, this is your kingdom, you don't want to hear that this place is getting ready to be destroyed. All right, so that's the reason why Yahweh Shai said, "You be hated by all men for my name's sake," all right, because the true understanding of the Bible, all right, the true message of the Bible is not one of sunshine and rainbows and God is going to come save everybody. We're going to go up and live in the clouds and everybody's going to be smiling at each other and all that. No. All right. That's not the truth according to the Bible. All right. There's going to be certain people are going to be servants and handmaids. Certain people are going to be ruling over people in the kingdom. All right. The Israelites going to be ruling over Esau and the heathen nations. All right. The Lord is coming with fire and with sword. All right. Most of the earth's population is going to die. All right. World War III is going to pop off. All right. Jacob's trouble, great tribulations. Christians think that they're going to be, quote unquote, raptured up before the great tribulation. So it's all kind of lies and false doctrines. All right. That come from these different world religions. So when the truth of the prophecies comes out, it's upsetting to people because they've been taught opposite of that. They've been taught that everything's going to be, get better for them. All right. But the prophecies say, no, things are about to get worse, much, 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 much worse for the inhabitants of the earth. And then the very few that are of the elect, they're the ones that are going to be delivered. All right. And then also, not everybody's going to be saved. All right. A lot of people, that's not a lot of people say they love the Lord, but you're going to be judged according to your works. All right. That's just the truth about it. And they say, no, you judged on faith, which, yeah, but your works, once again, show that you got faith. All right. Let's get this. Okay, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of the anointed, that everyone may receive the things done in this body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. All right, so yeah, you are going to be judged based off of your works. So you're going around willy-nilly breaking the laws, doing whatever the hell you want to do. All right, the Lord ain't gonna save you, man. If you think that you can break the laws of the Bible, which the Lord put that strong delusion on you, because you're just not of the elect. But if you really believe that, then you don't have a chance. It says even the righteous shall scarcely be saved. All right. But this is Isaiah 66 and 4. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes and chose that in which I delighted not. And that's really going into the 2/3. All right. Okay. It's really going to the 2/3, but for the heathens as well, all right, which salvation never was really for you, because you don't even know. That's another thing. You don't really even understand what salvation really means, all right, what you're trying to be saved from. So it's just Christianity. It's just one big ball of confusion. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to the main topic of what I was going into. All right, so that sharp rebuke is needed. All right, let's get Ecclesiastes 5. All right. When you're coming around, if you're trying to learn, All right. You should be more ready to hear, all right, than to speak, because you don't have the answers. You just don't. All right. This is Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahweh. All right. When keep thy foot, that means keep quiet, shut your mouth, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. All right. The sacrifice of fools is your opinion, because you don't know. You don't. All right. If once again, if you had the answers, you wouldn't be coming around Hebrew Israelites trying to gain information. The reason why you're doing that is because you're not being fed spiritually, whatever church or whatever kind of chapel you're going to. They're not teaching you nothing up in there. The average Christian can't even answer what sin is according to the Bible. All right. It says, for they consider that they consider not that they do evil. All right. When you coming in and you mocking, you scoffing, you thinking that you're correcting somebody. All right. You consider not that you're doing evil. You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Okay. It says, be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahweh. For Yahweh is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few. For a dream cometh through the multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by the multitude of words. All right. So, you should be, once again, one of the brothers, he said you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means you got to be listening double the amount that you're talking. All right. And that even, look, that's once again, I'm not coming down hard. That goes also for the men that are also doing the work. All right. Like when we're out there, if we go visit another camp, we remain quiet and we sit back and take notes. Okay. We're not too high and mighty to learn from other brothers, but these are the men that are actually doing the work. All right. Once again, if you have nothing to say, then you have nothing to say. You just need to be quiet. All right. So let's get some more scriptures. All right. Let's get every idle word. All right. Matthew chapter 12 and verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. That's why it's super important that if you don't know exactly what you're talking about, then just be quiet, man. All right, because you're going to be held accountable for everything that you say that's incorrect. All right, especially when it comes to concerning to this gospel, man. When it comes to according to this word, if somebody asks me a question on a certain topic and I don't have the answer to it, then there's no shame in just admitting I don't know the answer to that question. All right. There's no shame in admitting that. But I'm not going to, like, if I can't go and show you exactly where something is in the Bible and prove it, then I'm not going to speak on it. All right. Let's go here right quick. Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 20. Everything you say must be according to this word. It says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. All right. So when the guy, once again, and like I said, I'm not coming down. I'm really being gentle. I'm not coming down hard on you at all. But when you're saying that the Son and the Father are one and the same, when you're saying that the name doesn't matter, all right, you're going way off. You're going against the scriptures. All right. Many videos have been done on the importance of the name, the true name in the Paleo Hebrew tongue is literally a part of your salvation. It's literally key to salvation. All right. There's no name, no salvation. If you're calling on Jesus, Yah, Yehoshua, Yeshua, all right, any of these names, any of these weird names, you're out of there, man. You ain't gonna make it onto a chariot. All right. That's in the prophecies. All right. And I could, like I said, I got videos on it. I could make another one, but yeah, so it's no joke. So this guy thinking that he's correcting me, you have no clue, man. Just once again, you're coming around and you're the one that's in confusion. So just sit back and listen. All right. Let's get some more scriptures. Sirach chapter 5. Let's go there. All right. Sirach chapter 5 and verse 12. Actually, you know what? Sirach chapter 5 and verse 11. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. So before you give an answer, you need to really think about, what you're saying before you really speak at all. Because once again, every idle word All right. It says, by your word shall be justified, and by your word shall you be condemned. It says, verse 12, if thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. All right. So if you don't know what you're talking about, hey, lay your hand upon your mouth, meaning be quiet. All right. It says, honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man is his fall. All right. Because once again, the Lord will judge you. All right. When you're putting your mouth against the ministry, when you're speaking out, okay, trying to correct, the men that are actually doing the work, the Lord will judge you for that. Okay. Like I said, if you were saying something that was right, and that's different, but you're speaking from a place of ignorance. You don't know what you're talking about. And that's very apparent by the way that you came on the comment board. All right. And it's funny to me because nobody goes to these churches, which are chapels of idols. All right. These harlot houses. All right. Nobody goes to these churches and the pastor is just sitting there the whole time, ain't talking about nothing, misquoting scripture. All right, all kind of wickedness, man. Nobody jumps up and says, "Hey, no, that ain't right." Nobody interrupts that. They reverence and respect the prophets of Baal, but when it comes to the true prophets of the Lord, okay, the prophets of the God of the Bible, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, everybody has an opinion. All right, everybody has an opinion. It says, "Do not give sacrifice of fools." We just read that in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, meaning your opinion. The sacrifice of fools is your opinion. All right, because what you're saying, a lot of times what you guys are saying is not biblical. All right. So let's keep going. Let's get Amos 3 and 7. Let's go there. All right. Once again, the mysteries are given to a certain group of men. All right. And they're going to be out there doing what the prophets would do, out there on the highways and byways prophesying. Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. All right. So the secrets are with the prophets. All right. And what's going to make you a prophet? All right. You being out there doing the work. All right. And like I said, man, if you ain't got nothing to say, you ain't got nothing to say. Give me a few more scriptures and I'm going to wrap it up. All right. Proverbs 24 and 7. Okay, Proverbs 24 and 7, it says, wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. All right, so the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Bible is too high for a fool, for a blockhead, a meatball. All right, and that's the reason why once again, you don't see any prophets of Yah. You don't see any prophets of Yahusha. Okay, you don't see any prophets of Yahweh. All right, you only see prophets of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, because those are the men that the Lord has set up. All right, particularly Great Millstone and their affiliates. All right. If you had the answers, you'd be out there doing the work. So just, humble yourself. You're not in the position to be trying to correct anybody. You don't know what you're talking about. All right. Let's get a few more precepts. Yep. So that's a good one right here. Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 6 and verse 32. Okay, it says, my son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. All right, but in order to be taught, you have to be quiet, and you gotta be quiet, and you gotta listen. All right, you can't be taught if you're trying to speak and correct the instructor. You don't, because once again, you don't know. Like, I'm not gonna go to a class on calculus and act like I know more than the math teacher, because I don't know a damn thing about calculus. All right, it says, my son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise. So you gotta, before you can be wise in these scriptures, all right, you have to listen. Just like, and that's all of us. All right, we're still, like I said, we're still listening. Even the men that you see out there doing the work. All right, the brothers that's on my page, we go, listen to other camps. All right. And, men that have been in the truth longer than us. And we go and we sit back and we take notes. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. Jake has to humble themselves and not get arrogant and think that they can't be taught. But, And that's the thing. The Lord can use somebody that's not. The Lord can use somebody that's not. That's a baby in the truth. And this guy's not even in the truth. He still got white Jesus as his avatar. But my point is, the Lord can speak through different means. But how are you going to know if it's coming from the Spirit of the Lord? All right, if it's coming out of the Scriptures, and what the guy was saying had nothing to do with the Bible, man. All right, talking about Muhammad. All right, these false prophets, false idol. Right, there's nothing to do with the God of the Bible and the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Ishmael has nothing to do with end time prophecy. All right, outside of receiving judgment, just like the other heathen nations will. But it says, Sirach 6:34, stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise. It says, and be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. All right, and if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. All right, so that means if you come across someone that does have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, all right, true prophet of the Lord will we be at that number? All right, it behooves you to, constantly come and study instead of looking at TikTok videos, Facebook videos, whatever. All right, you need to be watching the men that's out there on the highways and byways, watching their sit-down lessons, watching camp videos, taking notes. All right, and once again, before you speak, before you try, especially if you're trying to come with corrections, you got to be 110% that you know what you're talking about. All right, because you are going to be held accountable for every word. All right, it says, verse 37, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desires, at thine own desire. Salakia. All right, and Christians don't even really believe in the commandments of the Lord. All right, once again, you ask them what sin is, a Christian can't even tell you what sin is according to the Bible. All right. It's ridiculous. So if you're coming out of Christianity, you have a long way to go. Okay, which is all of us. Like I said, pretty much for the vast majority of us, because white Jesus is the main idol that our people have been worshiping on this side. Okay, according to the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. We worship idols made of wood and stone. All right, that our fathers knew not. So it's not we all pretty much were once. There's no one here that's in the truth that could say that they were born learning, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, unless maybe you're a little kid or something and your dad, has been teaching since you were born. But that's not the case for the vast majority of us. So Sirach chapter 8 and verse 8, it says, despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with their proverbs, for of them thou shalt learn instruction, and how to serve great men with ease. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need requireth. All right. So once again, that's going to come from you listening, not from you yapping your mouth. All right. I'll get a few more scriptures and I'll wrap it up. Okay. Hebrews 5. All right, Hebrews 5 and verse 12. It says, for when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh. All right, so when it's time for you to start getting into this truth, you have to scrap everything. All right, because all the stuff that you learned in Christianity, it's all nonsense. All right, it's pretty much 100% all lies. I mean, they have some things right, but 100% truth is not truth at all. All right, it's pretty much all lies. You have to relearn, and that's according to the prophecies too. Because I know people are going to be like, "Oh, how can you say that?" Well, it tells you in Daniel chapter 12 that the understanding of the prophecies was sealed until the time of the end. So if you've been preaching and hearing that same tired white Jesus gospel for the past 1,000 years, then that's not the true gospel. Because once again, the prophecies are going to be sealed into the time of the end, which we're at the time of the end now. All right. So this is the first time, all right, since since Abba Bivens and the men start going back to One West. All right. This is the first time really that this new song has been sung upon the face of the earth. All right. It's spoken of in Revelation chapter 14, the 144,000 singing a new song that only they could learn. All right. This is really this is this end time prophecy that would happen. All right, this gospel, the good news, the understanding of the prophecies wasn't being spoken of 100 years ago, wasn't being spoken of 150 years ago. All right, it was just really starting to bud the past 50 years. All right, back to the 70s. So that white Jesus gospel, the Christianity gospel that's been going on throughout the face of the earth for, which really isn't a gospel at all. It's been going on for, over 1,000+ years now, right? It's not according to the prophecies. It's not according to the 100% truth of the Bible. All right, and the prophecies will tell you that. The understanding is going to be unlocked at the end. All right, and the only men that are going to have it are going to be the 144,000. It's going to be a new song. So it's not going to be the same as what the rest of the world is believing in and preaching about. All right. So let's get that again. Hebrews 5:12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh. And you are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. All right. The milk represents the baby topics. All right. The stuff that is, like it was milk. All right. Nothing that's too heavy. And the strong meat is getting into the deeper mysteries of the prophecies. All right. You gotta start from scratch and drink strong milk. All right. A baby, a newborn, doesn't know anything. He has to be fed. All right. It says, for everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. All right. So even myself, I consider myself still to be a babe, when it comes to being compared to there's so many men that are way ahead of me and have been doing it for so much longer than I do. So I'm, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no shame in admitting that there's men that are more knowledgeable, but you Christians ain't it. You don't have the answers. All right. You guys have had 1,000+ years to teach the Bible the right way and failed miserably. All right. Failed miserably. That's why Christianity is dying. That's why you got them coming over to our videos, mocking, scoffing. When really they're there to learn, but they're really jealous and pissed off that they don't have the answers. They have to come to us to understand the deeper mysteries of the Bible, because they're not teaching you nothing. Once again, the average Christian can't even tell you what sin is. All right. So for you that are new, all right, coming out of the religions of the world, James 1:21, wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness, receive with humility, the engrafted word which is able to save your souls. All right, so humble yourselves. All right, be more ready to hear than to speak, and receive with meekness the engrafted word which is able to save your soul. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Shalom.